tackle. And that's what's beautiful about our defense as we transition into talking defensive PFF grades here, is when you've got multiple pass rushers like a Micah Parsons and a Rashawn Gary, and now you got a Baron Sorrell who's getting healthy, and you got LVN who's starting to show some flashes. It's an exciting time to know that they can't just say, okay, we're all they're going to do is put their best pass rusher over our right tackle. No, they got a dominant one on the left side too. So it's absolutely awesome. Micah Parsons leading the way here against the Commanders, 91.3 grade with a 90.6 pass rush grade. That dude is a dog. It goes without saying. Let's just look real quick at the first two games of the season here. Week 1, 66.0, and then week 2, 91.3. Pass rush grade, though, in week 1, 73.9. Pass rush grade this week, a 90.6.
All of those are higher than
65%.
65%. That's what that is correct, sir. So, again, his career PFF grades, guys, starting in 2021. 89.7, 91.8, 92.4, 90.0, and now this year, albeit just 2 games, 77 snaps, 89.8. Seems right on par with what his career average has been. What do you guys think about Micah so far?
I mean, what Toll for this says, he's still on a snap count. Bro's still probably absorbing the playbook. Guy's still probably getting his stuff unpacked. You know what I mean? Like, this guy hasn't even settled into this community yet. I don't know, Tim. Routing on the wall right now looks pretty darn good. Even on that first week.
Good.
Pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rashawn touched on it in one of his post games the other night. Like we kind of alluded to also. How are you going to double both of these guys, right? And then how are you going to deal with the interior on this defensive line as well? We saw Micah getting held, double team, triple team, face masked, strangled, all of these things, and he's still getting pressured to the quarterback. So, I think we've only scratched the surface as far as what we're going to see for his output this year. And once he's fully acclimated, and really once I think Coach Hafley and the boys are fully acclimated with how they want to deploy him, since he's so versatile, I think we're really going to see him hit his stride here, probably, in the second to third quarter of the season here going forward down the stretch.
Yeah, for sure. Biz 1987 in the chat says, missed you guys covering Skip's meltdown. Maybe he wasn't as good with the Cowboys because he didn't have the supporting cast the Packers had. It's a great point, Biz. It's a great point. Everybody's talking about the Micah Parsons effect for Rashawn Gary, and those same Rashawn Gary haters are not saying a damn thing about how about the Rashawn Gary effect for Micah Parsons.
For Micah Parsons, yep.
And again, Micah's produced in Dallas, don't get me wrong, but the buzz around this now, they had 3 guys blocking Micah on one play. That was hilarious. And he still got through.
Can we talk about the effect it's had on LVN and how much of a freak LVN looks like against the run now, because, he doesn't have so much of a demand for pass rush. Yep. It takes some of that pressure off when you've got, Micah and Rashawn out there wrecking shop.
Definitely. All right. So again, Micah Parsons balling out there against the Commanders. Number 2 on the list. Boy, oh boy. With 69 snaps, you've got Keisean Nixon, 90.7 PFF grade with a coverage grade of 90.8. Going to throw you guys some stats out here real quick, too, from the 33rd team's Twitter account. Packers cornerback Keisean Nixon as the nearest defender in coverage in week 2. 6 targets, 1 catch allowed, only allowed 9 yards, had 5 pass breakups, a 39.6 rating when targeted, and a 1.0 yard of average separation from targeted receivers. Boys, Keisean Nixon said he was CB1. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, all right, bub, I'm from Kentucky. You're going to have to show me. He's showing my ass right now. Keisean Nixon looking – he's not showing my ass. He's showing me. He's looking like the real deal. You know what I'm saying, Jake? I didn't want you to take that the wrong way, Jacob. So we have to think about Key, though, man. This is awesome.
They call him K9 because he's a dog. We know that.
I like what Drill Lee says here. Let's go Key. Lock them up, right? Lock them down. What do you think, Jake? Keisean Nixon, man, looking pretty good. 66.9 and then a 90.7 against the Commanders.
Yeah, what's interesting is when we signed Micah Parsons, I can't remember if it was NFL Network or Fox or one of the big organizations, but out like, here's your schematic of the Packers defense. And it was like Edge, Gary, obviously Parsons, Devontae Wyatt. And then I remember they had Keisean there. And we were like, oh, okay, Keisean got on the little schematic there. That looks pretty good. And everybody kind of went, well, but is he really that good? I myself, I went up and down with Keisean. The guy is an absolute he's a dog, like Tim said, but he's always thought of himself as a dog, whereas others maybe didn't quite give him the bona fides, the credit that he was due. A lot of times, I think rightfully so, because we wanted to see, well, show us what you can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is he doing now? That game right there, that's a show me. The 90.7. I mean, a tackling grade still, like I talked about many times, how I love the fact that he's willing to throw his head down, really make a hard tackle. That five PBUs. I think I listened to Ryan's podcast this morning. I don't know if a wide receiver, I can't remember the last time a cornerback had a game where they had 5 PBUs. They were thrown at, like, what was it, like 9 times or something like that? 1 yard or whatever the hell he got. Like, that is all-star, that is all-pro type football right there. Yeah. Now, it's one game, right? But even if you look at last week against Detroit, I'll take a 66-9 if that
was an improvement over last year already.
Absolutely. And I was going to say that. And for him, just I don't want to say that he's the veteran of that group, but I think he kind of is, he's probably the elder there in that cornerback room, almost on the defense in general, which is crazy to think about. And, he is going to be a massive catalyst. If he can keep this up, I'm not saying he's going to do a 90 every year or every week, right? But if he can be in anywhere from 66 to 90, if he fluctuates and he just consistently is in the 70s, 80s, whatever it may be, bro, we got ourselves a dog. Like Tim said, an absolute canine.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the coverage snaps. If you look at the season grades, I mean, compared to where he started with Vegas, and ever since he hit the ground running here in Green Bay, and he's continued to progress. Honestly, really, it seems like each year, I think he's finally hitting his stride right now. And one of the things is you're seeing with that veteran presence and that experience is the fact that he can be a physical, aggressive corner. How many flags did you see them throw on Keisean on Thursday?
Right.
You know what I mean? He was playing physical, clean, good football. And that's what you need, man.
And what's crazy too is, you remember, if you one of the ones that he had that late PBU, the wide receiver basically hip checked him as he did a little wide receiver out route, to the point where I was like, how do you not throw that flag? He didn't sit there and complain. He didn't moan, this and that. He got on his horse and absolutely went on a laser beam, came up, grabbed the guy from the back end, punched the ball out, ripped it out. And I was just like, oh, okay.
You got to love that, right? You got to love that in a corner that's not turning around crying, looking for a flag,
Yeah. And, look for the flag. That's true. But do it after, like what he just did. Yeah. Run the play down, rip the ball out, look back at the ref and say, are you serious, bro? You just made me do all this? You serious? Like,
the other thing too with this that I want to point out, guys, I mean, you look at the PFF grades, starting in 2021, a 77, but there was only 81 snaps. He jumps to 290 snaps in the slot, mind you, right? 61.2. That's not a bad grade, not great, but it's not a bad grade. 2023 in the slot, 60.0. So you kind of see the baseline in their slot. Last year, he jumps to a 64.1, and you'll remember in the back half of the season, he actually played outside. Now he got a full offseason working as an outside corner, and you're seeing it, 85.2. He's an outside corner. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was when we signed Keisean. Oh, no, the tape suggests he's more of an outside corner. We tried it last year, and I was like, dang, he looks more comfortable outside. It's like he can play more aggressive with inside leverage, knowing he's got that out of bounds to work. Just like on the out route, which was a phenomenal play. The fact that he recovered and punched that ball out, I mean, that's something you can have fluid hips, you can have great foot speed and agility and quickness and all those things. And it's important. It's vital for being a good corner. But if you don't have the ball skills and just the situational awareness, the reactionary time to be able to punch balls out like that, you're missing on a key part of playing cornerback at the NFL level, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think we should not forget that Micah Parsons, in one of his first interviews in Green Bay, he goes, I've never once in my career not had either an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl cornerback. Well, look what's happening right now, guys. All of a sudden,
might have 2 or 3 on this roster.
I'm just saying, bro. Carrington looks like a dog. Keisean, dog. Nate Hobbs, dog.
Yep.
I think he said, Jacob, too, in that presser, he's like, these boys about to get paid.
Yep.
Like,
I'm gonna get these guys some money, is what he said. Yeah.
That's right.
Make them some money. So up next on the list is one of those guys that'll probably get paid in a couple of years. Carrington Valentine. You guys know this was my boy in the offseason. We talked about him over and over and over. There were many fans that were just scared to death that we didn't do anything in this corner room. Carrington Valentine, 42 snaps, 79.1 with the 79.7 coverage grading. Can we just respect the fact a 75.4 tackle grade as well? When you look at it on the season, last week 72.6, this week 79.1. His PFF grade so far 79.3. Look at the progression. His rookie year, he played 846 snaps, 57.5. He played 606 snaps last year. He jumps from a 57 to a 65. And now this year, 109 snaps in, 79.3 with an 82 coverage grade.
It'd be fun to compare CV side by side to the first round and second round and third round QBs from the 23 draft, and maybe just look at some numbers, because he's playing like a first or second rounder, man, right now, and you got to love it.
Completely agree, man. That would be a fun little case study there. So Carrington Valentine lighting it up here early in the year. Isaiah McDuffie only 7 snaps, 77.8 though, so did his part. Kingsley Nigbare, pretty good game, guys. 72.7 on 20 snaps. Our boy Baron Sorrell, 8 snaps. He ended up with a half a sack and had a 71.5 PFF grade.
Let's get them snap counts up.
Yeah,
let's keep them coming up here.
What you're going to see, too, is in the offseason, I firmly believe Kingsley Nigbare will test the market. If he gets anything other than a minimum contract, which I think the Green Bay would be willing to give, he's going to leave, and Baron Sorrell is just going to slide right into his role, And you're talking about great depth at the edge position for sure. Nate Hobbs, 71.3 on 32 snaps. That's what you want to see out of your free agent.
Yeah, not bad coming off a knee surgery, right?
Yeah. And that tackle grade, again, that's what he does well, 77.1. But the coverage grade, 71.5. Nate Hobbs looked pretty good in the debut. What did y'all think about Nate Hobbs, just on the surface? Because I'm going to be honest, just watching the TV version, right, the TV broadcast, after the game, I didn't come away going, man, Nate Hobbs looked good. I didn't. But after you go back and watch it the second or third time, you're going, I didn't see him getting beat much. And then PFF kind of agrees,
To me, he looked like a guy that was, playing a NFL game speed game for the first time in a long time is what it looked like to me. There were times that he did look really good, and there were times when he was finding his footing, or maybe, he got his hips turned or something. I mean, it happens. There's going to be a little bit of rust, especially coming off of, rehab and things like that. And, don't forget, this guy saw absolutely no action in the preseason, so he didn't even really get a chance to kind of warm up or ease his way into it. So for a guy, 30 plus snaps thrown into the fire right away, I think that's a pretty fair grade. But I think it's also fair to say what you said, Clay. It's not like he, just jumped off the film or anything like that. But sometimes that's what you got to do as a corner, right? The fact that they're not calling your name is usually a good sign if you're a DB.
Great point.
Yeah.
Up next on the list here, you got something, Jacob? You want to hit on or no?
No, I agree exactly what Tim said. It's kind of what Tool for this says. Only hearing Hobbs' name once was impressive. I also listened to Ryan this morning. He's talking about, he goes, hey, I didn't even realize Nate Hobbs was playing until like in the third quarter, and they're like, Hobbs is out there, and I'm like, oh, okay. And like you said, what a great. Other than Banks, and I don't think that it's very early to just say that we know what's going to happen with Banks or everything like this, but Nate Hobbs is looking like another freaking awesome goodie sign that comes in here. And like Tim said, the guy's looking this good after having a knee surgery. Yep. I mean, let's go, bro.
I think we can finally tell all those Goody doesn't make moves in free agency guys. We can tell them all to shut the hell up at this.
Other than the 10 major ones that we can list.
Exactly. Right. Other than look at the roster right now. Yeah, right. For sure.
Yeah.
I think honestly, when those signings are made and people complain, the first thing they do is they go to Madden and they go, well, he's a 68 overall or he's a 72 overall. That's a bad signing. Like, put the sticks down, bro. Put the sticks down.
Sit your butt outside.
2-0 for this makes a great point. These guys were defending against McLaurin and Debo. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, man. And Jaden Daniels, one of the great up and coming quarterbacks, right? Yep. Was who they were going up
I think
against.
That was the big shocker when we looked at the team grades for the run, right? It's like, do you see what we did to Jaden Daniels? I think Daniels maybe wiggled out once, picked up a few yards.
He had 17 yards. Everybody had 17 yards rushing for them.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah. Matthias in the chat says Wyatt is a beast. The athleticism at his position is absolutely wild. Like Joe said here, Wyatt should not be moving that fast at his size. He chased down Daniels. He's a dog, man. Devontae Wyatt, 51 snaps, 68.3
Let's
BFF
go,
grade.
Heavy D. Let's go.
Pass rush grade of 79.0. Now, look, last week against Detroit, even better, 78.7. This week is 68.3. His grade on the year, a 76.2 with 100 snaps even.
And
so
almost intercepted a spike.
Dude, he was so close.
About.
Favorite play of the game, man, was him just laying out. Do you see the
Would
way
that have been the first time in NFL history that
Oh yeah,
would have
no
picked
doubt.
that off? Oh my goodness!
The way the center to it, he did. They just all looked at him like, "What the hell is he? What was that?" Who thinks of
I just
that?
love the way that Devontae lined up there. I mean, he looked like he was almost fully prone, like he looked like he was crawling on the ground already. That was amazing.
We need to get a screen grab of that, don't we? Of him just full extension.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what are you doing, bud?
You know,
awesome.
It's crazy to think about. I saw a lot of people in the chat talking to, like, you know, I didn't realize, for instance, Jason, I just put up, he says, Wyatt seemed overhyped, but to me, these last two games have blown me away. We forget, I think it was Ryan's podcast this morning again that said when the NFL Combine, if you guys remember, was taking place, he was so fast.
Mm-hmm.
They said, dude, go work out the linebackers. You're literally ruining our drills. Like, we can't, like, you're blowing up our drills. We don't want you here. Go to linebackers. That's a full blown D tackle, 6'3", 304, running so fast that he's like, you're literally messing our drills up. Can you go with another position group? Like, remember that.
Yep, for sure, man. It's huge. And again, it looks like on the season so far, he's already got 2 sacks, 2 hits, 7 hurries, and 2 batted passes. That's huge, man. So, Pivot in the chat says DeMarcus Covington, a big upgrade from Rebrovich. Yes. And listen, I like Coach Reb. I wasn't one that kind of, we need to make a change there. But Covington's on a different level. There's no doubt about it.
Covington's amazing.
Hey, we talked about that might very well be the insurance policy for, you know, Jeff Hafley getting the head coaching job here. Maybe DeMarcus Covington becomes your new DC.
You know, as we're sitting here looking at PFF grades, is it crazy to me that there's not like a measure or a metric of, because it'd be hard to do, like, but if you could have a PFF grade or some sort of metric of coach, you know what I mean? Coaches,
right,
like how do you grade that? How do you look at it? It's so subjective, right? But like, I'm telling you, man, DeMarcus Covington is amazing.
Tell you how I would do it, Jacob. I would go based off of salary and where they were drafted. And the higher the draft pick, like, you know, the first, second rounders, you don't get as many coach points if they do well. And if you've got, you know,
that's
someone,
a good point.
You know, that might be a better way of doing it. Just combine, have a grade. All right, where do they rank with a combination of how much they're against the cap, you know, their salary hit, as well as their draft positioning compared to their PFF grade. I'm sure some nerd could come up with some kind of metric there. So,
cool.
A nerd in a good way, by the way. I don't mean that offensive. I mean, people. When I say nerd, I'm talking about people who are way smarter than me. That's all that means. So Evan Williams, right? Week 1, 90.5. Week 2, 68.0 with a run defense grade of 76.5. When you start to look at how good this run defense has been, and we talked about all the running backs that they kept in check, along with Jaden Daniels, who's a great scrambling quarterback, you start to look for, all right, who are the guys that are making the real difference here? I think it goes without saying Evan Williams is making a difference in that run fit. But on the year, granted, only 2 games, 84.4. So now when you look at this young career, last year, 72.3, and right now he's an 84.4. We got a dog at safety. And when McKinney leaves, whether it's in 3 years or it's in 6 years, imagine how much better Evan Williams is going to be having played under him, right, and learn from Xavier McKinney. He's going to be able to step right into that role, that void that's going to be created from McKinney leaving, whether when age catches up with him or if we decide, hey, we're going to move on from the contract.
Hey, and he's got big Leroy Butler, you know, taking him under his wing as well.
Yes.
Shout out to Leroy rocking the Evan Williams jersey on the field on Thursday. That was awesome. But yeah, man, we were excited. I'll never forget that draft stream that when we announced that Evan Williams pick. Guy that I think a lot of us had on our radar, maybe not super high up on our boards, but man, am I glad Goody knocked that one out of the park, because he
crushed it.
I mean, Tim, do you remember that was the draft that single-handedly turned around the safety room? We went with my boy Javon Bullard, who, by the way,
Yeah.
maybe we'll
Speaking
get
of
there.
great against the run,
Absolutely
how
love
about
that
that
guy.
Bulldog Bullard?
But remember, also we went Catan, and
Yep.
then we had. Let's just get some Evan Williams. We'll just bring him in as well. Maybe.
Mhm.
Just amazing.
Next on the list, Kobe Wooden, 64.8, Quay Walker, 64.3, Javon Bullard graded out with a 61.0, which is crazy because you guys just got through saying it. You watch him in the run game, and it's like he seems like he's a great run defender.
39.9 grade. Come on, guys.
Come on.
PFF said 39 run fit and then tackle grade of 30.1.
I think Bullard's dating
literally what Javon Bullard does is tackle the hell out of people.
Yeah, I think Bullard's dating somebody's ex at PFF. I think that's what it is. Do you guys remember though? I think Ryan brought it up too. My favorite play of the game may have been when Parsons is shot out of a freaking cannon. Daniels pulls off left trying to run. He's looking back constantly at Parsons because he's closing on him. Dun-dun. And then when he turns back around, who's there in front of him? Bullard takes his freaking knees out. He does a front flip onto the ground. And it's like,
oh, I remember that. That was a brilliant tackle in the open field, man.
Absolutely. Just
that was a 10 or 20-yard gain waiting to happen until Bullard made a play.
Yeah, sure. All right. So there you go. There's your defensive PFF grades. Anything else y'all want to hit on that list before we get ready to wrap up here, gents? Anything at all?
There were some people that were asking about Xavier McKinney. This is another one I don't agree with. I don't agree with that these grades for him. I feel like he has been steady Eddie as usual. I don't know what PFF's got against him necessarily with what he's done, but to me, he's been amazing. I don't care what the grades say. He's been amazing.
It's frustrating because again, there's no context. It's no, hey, here's why we gave him this grade, right? Like, why did we give him a 54.3 coverage grade? Okay, these three specific snaps really dinged his grade. It's third quarter, 12 minutes and 10 seconds. Here's what happened. They won't take the time to do that, which does kind of make you just roll your eyes and move on. Because I'm with you don't see him get beat,
Yeah, and seeing that game, we just talked about Evan Williams and Bullard. I mean, you're going to make your younger guys better just by having a guy like X that you can trust not to screw up out there. Right. And, you've got him holding middle field closed by himself, or you've got him as your deep option, allowing Williams to buzz down in the box, allowing Bullard to play aggressive in the slot, because you don't have a liability over there with X. So, maybe the grades or the numbers don't jump off the charts or whatever. But again, the only stat that matters is the win and loss column. And, X is a guy that's going to help you get that dub.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So there you go. As Coach Lynn says, nobody is throwing at X this year so far. I don't blame him, man. If you value your job, don't throw it over there. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
The X effect. All right, guys, you got anything else? I'm going to wrap this up. I got family just got downstairs, so we're going to go hang out for a little bit. We're going to turn on some college football. My Notre Dame Fighting Irish are winning 14-7 over that number 16 Texas A&M team. You got Ole Miss and Arkansas tied up at 21 there in the second quarter. And Florida is leading LSU in Death Valley. LSU's the number 3 team in the country. Florida's 1-1, right? Florida beating them 3-0, and there was already a pregame fight on the sideline, a little scuffle. So if you want a high energy game, and definitely tune into that Florida LSU game. So anything else, boys? We good?
No, just the last thing I'll say is we sit here and talk about grades and all that. Like Ron Sanville brings up a great point. PFF grades him in the 50s when Hafley literally said that was the best game I've ever seen Xavier play. And when Jeff Hafley says something, listen, because he's not fluffing you. He's telling you the truth. I was absolutely over the moon with how Xavier had played. So that grade don't mean nothing to me. He's still an absolute dog. So I hope he isn't watching the PFF grades himself.
Definitely. All right. That's it, guys. Listen, I put a poll question out there. I'd asked, hey, would you guys want us to do a pack or a Bears Lions watch party tomorrow? And I put it out there. I don't know if I'm gonna be available. I'm just throwing the idea out to see how many people are like, yeah, I'd watch it. I definitely watch it. And I don't want to get in here. There's 10 of us. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something that we get a large crowd, we might be willing to do it. Jacob, I don't know if you're available tomorrow, and I haven't decided myself yet. But if you are, we could hop in here and do it. It's a long time, man. You're talking about a 3-hour stream,
I mean, honestly, it'd be fun. I love laughing at people. So
get ready to go.
It might be something too that if the game's close or something dramatic happened, like Caleb Williams, broke a fingernail or something, we could maybe we could jump in at halftime and talk about it a little bit. But maybe we'll just stay fluid with that. We may do that. Coach Lynn said he'd jump in here. So I know, Tim, you got way more important stuff to do tomorrow than hang in here with us. But we may do that. So Jacob, just stay flexible tomorrow. Not flexible like at the club, but flexible with your schedule. So.
Both ways, I will be there for you, Clayton.
I appreciate it, man. I know you will. All right, guys, that's it. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Do us a big favor, okay? Hit like, hit subscribe. If this was your first time tuning in to PTA, thank you for making us a part of your evening. Make sure you click subscribe and that bell icon so you're notified when we do go live. We'll definitely be doing a show tomorrow evening, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, but we might be doing a little live watch party during the Lions-Bears game. So just check back on the channel, and you may see a stream fly up. So really, really appreciate everybody. Have a wonderful evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack.
There we go. We're out.
Bye, guys.